Thank you, Presiding Officer. I thank my friend for raising this question, and we do get a lot of emails from Palestinian people whose relations are here in Wales. Minister, the biggest problem with the various refugee settlement schemes has been the ability to find long-term accommodations for those seeking refuge in Wales. Sadly, we have insufficient accommodation, which leaves refugees in unsuitable accommodation, or even worse, forces them to uproot and move to other parts of the country after they have settled in an area. We have insufficient housing as it is. How can we possibly hope to be a nation of sanctuary if we can't accommodate refugees? Last week, I had the pleasure of meeting a Welsh company that is seeking to bring 3D printing construction to Wales. Across the world, 3D printing is revolutionizing the construction industry, with homes being built in days rather than months or years. Minister, what discussions have you had with the Minister for Climate Change about using such techniques to rapidly increase the supply of housing to ensure we can accommodate those fleeing wars and devastations overseas, as in Palestine?
Thank you very much, Altaf Hussain, for that supplementary question. I thought that I answered the Andrew R.T. Davis's question earlier on today with a very positive response to the ways in which we have been supporting refugees from Ukraine, and recognising that I was able to say then 3,250 people have arrived in the UK through the Homes for Ukraine support super sponsor route, and that they have been moved on into longer term accommodation. And perhaps I'll just go back to give you a couple of figures in terms of the success, which is due to our local authorities. We had over 2,750 supported through initial accommodation in Wales, and they have now moved on into further accommodation. Nearly 1,600 have chosen to settle longer term in Wales, and we've heard examples across the chamber earlier on from Caerphilly and Bridgend about the success of that integration. It's about local authorities and third sector partners coming together to find that longer term accommodation. We do provide that route to safety. Some of the Ukrainian refugees have actually chosen to move to other parts of the UK, return to Ukraine or travel to other countries. That's 900 people in that situation. But I also did responding to the questions earlier on, I talk about the investment that the Minister for Climate Change has made into that transitional housing, the £75 million transitional accommodation capital programme. Well, I'm very pleased that I've been to see some of that modular accommodation, temporary accommodation, I think others have in the chamber today, in Cardiff, which has been funded through that scheme. And that is modular accommodation that's provided by a company which was procured by the authority with the Welsh Government, with our funding. And so clearly there are supply chains and routes into companies being able to play their part. But I do wish to I really do disagree with your point about the fact that people are now struggling in terms of accommodation. There is huge housing need in Wales, and today I co-chaired, as I said, the First Nation of Sanctuary Strategic Oversight Board with Welsh Local Government Association. The Home Office were there, and there was a very strong commitment to the Team Wales approach to support all those seeking sanctuary here in Wales, temporary and long-term, but also recognising that we are also supporting many Welsh families in housing need as well. If we had a better settlement from your government, we might be able to do more to address them in terms of their housing need.